is up, everyone? Thank you for sticking with us through all the technical difficulties. Here is Spider's Lair with us tonight. What is going on, Spider's Lair?
It's too freaking hot. That's what's going on. Jesus God.
I can't hear you very well.
Oh, wait. Maybe it's my mic. Hold on. Let me see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? See, still having technical.
Not yet. Still a little far away.
Hello. Is this damn thing on? Hello? All right. Jesus. I don't know what's going on. See, I still have problems, man.
Oh, all right. So here's some breaking news. Beyond the Spiderverse is delayed indefinitely. No new date is out yet. And one of the biggest things that also got delayed with all the Sony stuff is the Craven movie. It was delayed more than a year, or almost more than a year, to August 30th of 2024. We were supposed to see that come out very, very soon, and now is delayed past when Beyond the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out. So two things that tells me. One, Craven might play a role in whatever goes on in Beyond the Spider-Verse, since they now are bringing in new things into the Spider-Verse, and with Across the Spider-Verse being as big as it was, and them bringing in so much new stuff, it would be easy for them to kind of say, hey, we're going to do some more stuff with Craven before we get to Beyond the Spider-Verse. I was just talking about all the delays that are happening because of the strike.
Oh, man. Whew. Yeah, it's bad. I'm actually trying to get on that movie, but I don't know if I'm going to get on it. It's too... I was told last by my union guys, like, hit us back in mid-August. So that's where I'm at right now. Mid-August. So
that's crazy.
As of right now, if anybody's telling you any false news about, oh, they're going to go make a deal anytime soon, lies. I'm hearing from the union mid-August that they may have something. That's mid-August, so I'll keep you updated with that. But yeah.
And even that's probably just going to be temporary, like to get stuff back on track.
Who knows? I mean, there's so many pieces that are moving here. Like, let's say a strike happens, right? Well, a strike did happen. Mm-hmm. So now everything got shut down. All that stuff has to be taken back sometime. All that equipment has to be returned. And, but our union can't touch anything as long as they're on strike. Our union's not on strike. They're on strike, So, but we work for them. So they're on strike. Yeah. We don't get no work. But, so, yeah, they're going to have things moving around. And I'm pretty sure that the companies are aware of this, because you got to understand, they rent vans, they rent equipment, they rent generators. Yeah. I mean, you can imagine the things these people rent. Whatever you can imagine. I seen them one time. I had a ticket I had to go pick up for a scene in a ice movie. I forget the name of it. It was some ice skate movie. We had to pick up a freaking Zamboni. A Zamboni. A real one, too. We had to go get it from the Nassau Coliseum and bring it out to a shoot that was in Connecticut. It's crazy. So
that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah. I mean, I seen some real cool stuff. That was actually cool. Yeah. We got to load up that Zamboni, and we took it freaking from Long Island to Connecticut, which was like an all-day trip, But, hey, it killed the time. It was just something to talk about. But, yeah, so things like this, I mean, it's hard to explain how the job works. The job kind of works like you know what's going on? Yeah? No? It doesn't matter. You know what's going on. And if you don't know, you better find out. That's how it is. It's literally, it's like if you could imagine a spy organization that no one knows what the hell's going on, it's like Al-Qaeda. Exactly. Like one hand doesn't tell the other hand nothing, and you just got to figure it out. Like one time I was supposed to pick up something. It was a 4K camera with some special lighting systems, some electrical cabling. And I had to go pick this up. They go, okay, and they just give me the name of the place, and I'm like, well, I don't know where the hell this place is at. And I'm asking, where do I go? The guy's not answering me for hours. So luckily, I have people who work on the job. I have a guy that he has a master book. Shout out to my boy Mikey. He has a master book. Like he made his own little book. Okay. Anything you need to know where to go? He goes, okay, look, this is where you gotta go. And he goes, here's the address. I was like, oh damn. So I'm taking pictures of that book. Very valuable. Yeah, so it's like one of those jobs. Like you're really on your own in a lot of ways. Yeah. we have our bosses. I'm telling you, I've been in scenes. Like I guess they like the way I dress or whatever. I've been in scenes, and then they told me afterwards, "Oh, nice job in that scene." I'm like, "What do you mean? I was just walking through." They said, "Oh, we got you all in the scene, but it's all good." They like. I'm like, what about me? I didn't say I wanted to be in the scene, and they tell me,
Yeah.
"Well, next time don't be walking around when you're not supposed to be."
Yep.
you know. I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's
You
like,
just fit the scene so well.
yeah, it was just like a background, I guess, and I guess I don't know, I had black pants and like a freaking
What's
blue
up, buddy?
shirt.
Hope
I
you
guess I
enjoyed
must have
those
fit in.
books.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Sent out the books, so hopefully they got it by now. Should have got it by now for sure.
Yeah,
I was
he messaged me with the books.
excellent.
So
Well, congratulations, by the way. So guys,
with all that being said, like, what should we expect for a time frame for Beyond the Spider-Verse?
okay, so now you gotta understand what's going on now is however many months this is gonna take, you probably want to add 2 months
Okay.
to the production time. So I'm counting from the time that everyone was officially, or even the writers, because okay, what people don't realize is the writers gave 2 extensions, and I believe that they gave 2 extensions because I believe what was going on was they wanted to see what the actors were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
They've been pinching the actors, of course, they're all working together, so they wanted to see where the actors stood. So once they figured out where the actors were going to stand, and the actors were like, well, you know what, we'll be with you guys to strike. So I count from that day. So I'm going to give it a date.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the date of the official strike, everything all said and done, July 15th of this year. So now, every month that they're away, which is going to be August 15th,
Mm-hmm.
add 2 months to production. For every month they're away, it's going to be 2 months. This right here, that means, from what I'm hearing, and trust me, we're going to go back in time and replay this because I'm always right. I'm hearing late November to early December, and it's going to be a feeding frenzy. They're
Okay.
talking about working through Christmas, like not on Christmas, but working right up
Yeah.
to the day of, and then the next day, and then New Year's Eve done. New Year's Day,
Good.
the next day you're back.
At
They never
least
do that.
plane tickets are cheap on Christmas Day.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get home and get back very easily, very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, like, um, it's gonna be like that. And the only thing I'm gonna really want to have going on is I'm trying to put together my Comic Con, and and that's why I was having difficulties too with my I just got the book, the rest of the pages from Way Way. Shout out to my boy Way Way's Comics. What's up? You gotta see, guys, what we made, and trust me, I don't know what you want to talk about next week, but I think everything will be ready by this weekend. I am
Sounds good.
finalizing the LLC, and the copyright is going to be done tonight. So I will be ready to talk about this next week. And I already have merch. I'm only going to show a piece, but this is already merch that I made, and this is going to be part of the first cover. That's what the first cover is going to have. I'm
Love
not showing it, but Way Way's
So
got his shirt today, so he's very happy with him. So
clearly the main writing for Beyond the Spider-Verse is done. Like
yes.
they knew where this trilogy was going well before even Into the Spider-Verse came out.
Right.
Because the amount of Easter eggs that we've picked up from Into the Spider-Verse that I'm sure will then go into even Beyond the Spider-Verse, and then Across the Spider-Verse Easter eggs will go into Beyond the Spider-Verse into Beyond the Spider-Verse.
I'm sorry, I was going to say. Okay,
they're saying like, or the visual effects artists were saying that they're not going to have this movie done by, and this was before the strike, they're not going to have the next movie done by the release date. Like that was a very ambitious release date for Sony. So if they decide to push this back, I could see them pushing it back at least a year. Like I'm thinking like spring or even summer of 2025.
So now what I was going to say, right? July, August, September, October, November, December gives us 5.5 months. That's going to push it back by a year.
Yeah.
I totally concur with that. Because I'm already hearing this is when the time frame of everybody's coming back to work. This is not going to be a quick strike. Everybody thinks this is going to be wrapped up in the fall. No, it's not.
Yep.
Netflix. I don't know if you heard about what Netflix did.
They put out a
I do.
AI
Yeah, they put out an AI position. So I'll explain this to you guys. So first of all,
$900,000 starting salary.
I'm gonna explain this
What
to
do
you
I
guys.
need to do for that job?
I'm gonna explain this to you guys so you understand. I'm no freaking financial dude or stock broker advisor or anything, but I'm picking up a freaking couple of shares on Netflix because I see the genius in this. Okay, so imagine this now. Your writers are on strike. Your actors are on strike.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for new content? Well, what the advantage that Netflix has, and I said this even before the AI job, was that they do business with everybody across the globe. They do business with Korean film production houses, Indian film production houses. They deal with all of Europe, and Europe is not on strike. So Netflix is not going to stop. But then on top of that, they made a $900,000. Listen, I can almost do this job. I'll apply for it. Go to my website at the Spiders Lake. You can see everything I posted. I made mostly everything you see there. I do animations. I know how to manipulate this shit. I can't mess with this. It'll be beyond my comprehension, I guess. But yeah, $900,000. Imagine what you got to do for 900 grand, though. But you're gonna be busting your ass, but you're gonna be a boss. You're the only one getting paid. That's a freaking. That's a.
It was like a director
CFO
position
salary.
or something like that.
That's an executive's position.
Yeah.
That's an executive's pay. 900,000 starting. Do a good job. You'll be $1.3 million. So I'm going to tell this to all the kids. Play with ChatGPT. Learn this and you'll make money. But also remember, don't be lazy. It can't write. It can only extrapolate what you do and it can improve on your writing. You still need to have some talent for now. But it's a good thing. I mean, I'm going to embrace all this technology. I'm going to use some of it. Not in my comics or anything like that. Everything that I'm going to do is going to be purely, but I will, it's a good editor.
Yeah.
When I want to write something in like a whole script, I'll just give it to the Chat GPT and go, can you edit this for me and make sure that my grammar and everything's correct? And then we go from there. So
I had a bunch of ideas for the new like live stream name, and I was just like, you know what? Let's put a bunch of these ideas here, and then I put it into Chat GPT. I typed in like live stream about comic books, Friday nights, all that different stuff, and then just pressed enter a bunch of different times to see what would come up. And Beyond the Panel didn't come up,
right?
But there was something about panel, and there was something that said beyond this, and I was like, ooh, beyond and panel sound really awesome. Because everything in these beautiful books are all panels, and we take a step outside of them every single time we have these conversations.
These are new packs I haven't even opened yet. Oh,
nice.
Spider-Man, Spider Island. Oh yeah. I haven't read a lot of these. I'm not gonna lie. I'm behind like about 350 issues. I stopped reading at the Cane, so
why are they delaying Craven? Because that movie I thought was done.
Okay, once again, the problem with these movies is that why would you release it even if it's done? How are you promoting it? You can't even promote it. That's it. Anything that you could think of, just think about it like this. In the movie industry, you have to promote your movie as well. So you have to go out there and you have to be front and center. You have to be at the red carpet. You got to be at the Golden Globes. You got to be at all these award shows. You're not allowed to do that now. There's no award shows. So there's no place for you to promote this movie. And even if you put it on commercial, it doesn't matter. You're still not out there.
So you can't even have a premiere for this?
No, nothing. Absolutely. Wow. Anything that does with that movie, anybody that you see going to Comic-Con from this point on has completed work and are not contracted right now. When you sign this contract, see, thank God I'm not under contract. So, because there are times where I have to sign contracts too.
Yeah.
But I wasn't under contract. So that means I can work if I wanted to. I could be out. But as a union guy, I understand. I support what they want to do. I don't really like have a side to pick other than like I want them to win because it's my job as well. So, and I can say it from a person like me, what I do, it really does help out with work, and you will be cutting a lot of jobs, a lot. It's not just the actors and the actresses. No, it's the people behind the scenes. It's people like me that get shit done, that I'm like pretty much sometimes I have a problem. An actor has a problem and will just come to me because just like the way I talk to them. What I have a problem with? What do you got a problem with? I go see the writer. have to write him in the car with me later. I'm like, I was talking to this guy. He was telling me about, these writers, they got such egos. I said, yeah, I know, but you know what? Don't you think it'll be easier just to work together? I mean, you can make so much money. I said, when it comes to money, that's why everybody likes me, because I tell them, when it comes to money, I'll work with you. That's it. I'm about that thriller, that money.
You
That's what
pay me
be about.
enough, and I will work with whoever I need to work with to get the job done.
I don't use politics as an excuse. I don't care if you are a Republican, a Democrat, KKK, racist, white supremacist, black supremacist, Chinese supremacist. It don't matter. If we can do business together, that's all I care about. Business. Good business people understand this. We don't care about none of this nonsense. It doesn't mean nothing. When you get to a certain level in life, you'll see all that disappears. And you'll see people at the top. You're like, hey, this is all bullshit. I'm sorry, guys.
Do you think they'll do reshoots for Kraven?
They have
now that they have this time.
They have to. Yeah. You know why? Because now you got time. And what do you think they're going to be doing when they got nothing to do? The editor's going to be looking at his film, and he's already going to know, damn, I got like 9 things I got to fix on this. He's already going to know by the time they go back. They're going to tell him, what do you got? Oh, we got to fix all this. All right, we shoot this. Get this budget approved. Approve the budget. I remember when we were doing a Disney production, and they needed 1.5 million more. And I remember I was given the task of running the facts from the production to the studio. Now, they have, like, wherever you work with these kind of studios, they have off-site studios, which means their headquarters is located, in different places in the country. So this one was located in Connecticut. So I had to take this official freaking request for extension of a budget. And I had to bring it to, like, the VP. I'm literally walking in there. I'm like, here you go. And the VP's reading it, looks up at me, and he goes, are they working hard? I go, oh, yeah, working very hard. He goes, okay. Puts it back in the envelope. That's it. Give it to the production assistant. Then I go to the producer. Here you go. And then that's it. Okay, we're on. And then you got 5 more shoots, and people making money. Everybody's happy. I'm the money bringer. Boy, oh my God, you want to talk about that?
Hold on, before we get into Barbie, I want to ask one quick question about release dates. Coming up soon is Aquaman 2. There's been a ton of talk that this should just get canceled. It looks like crap.
Oh no! Did I tell you that
3 different reshoots?
They're not releasing it.
They're not
going to release it. Nope.
So what are they going to do?
They're going to scrap the whole movie. They're not going to say they're going to scrap the whole movie to the last minute. They got no reason to say this, but they're going to scrap the whole movie. This movie's already projected to lose $375 million. They already lost. I think they already lost $35 billion in the last couple of years. I know with the acquisition, it really, like, you understand, like, when this company was bought, it was bought with a ton of debt that was hidden. Oh, we have shows. Look, they were presenting the CW like it was a cash cow. The CW was losing $1 million a year, but because they were just politics at this point. I don't know how you getting $1 million loss a year. You're staying on the air, but they figured it out, and they parlayed that into a sale of debt. This is the business.
I don't get that, VK. I'm right there with you. Like, I'm not worried about Aquaman 2, but I do love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Like, I have to say, if there was ever a perfect character, perfect person to play Aquaman, it's Jason Momoa. He made the character likable. Well, every time you see him in comics or
I'm going to tell you
animated,
right now,
he's just so stupid. Same with the Flash.
When I see Jason Momoa, I call him the exception, meaning that I think he does a great Aquaman, but Jesus Christ, they're giving him the role that he was born to do. He's going to be freaking Lobo. That's the role he was born to do. You look at that man in his wild videos, and then you look at the character
for
Lobo.
Sure. Hell yeah.
He's gonna, you see, okay, so Jason Momoa, you're already a nut, and I love you, but be careful with Lobo, please, because that's gonna take your personality to the point of psychosis. Listen, happens to Jack, it happens to all the great ones. When you're putting yourself into these roles, you don't understand. Only people in the business understand this. They want you to become the role. You become that, and it's not good.
Heath Ledger did it, and look what happened.
It's not good. It's not good. Okay, it's not good. I'm telling you right now. Every time you see an award-winning actor win an award, You gotta really look. Look, I'm not even gonna bring up the whole Will Smith thing, but
Yeah.
he still was on that. And I don't make excuses for the man. Screw you. You should know the difference between reality and fiction. But the psychological toll on playing a protective father that will protect his herd, that will protect his woman, his daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. You're doing this over and over. Yeah. You're doing this over and over, and it becomes part of your psyche. I think
Yeah.
a lot of these guys, I talk to a lot of these stars, okay? And a lot of them definitely need therapy or someone good that they can trust and they talk to. So,
Yeah.
I don't
Which
charge, but I talk to a lot of people and I get this and I understand and I explain to them, you could do the role, get lost in it in the moment, but
yeah.
when you're off work, you got to take that and turn it off. You got to leave work and all the work problems behind.
Yep.
Don't make that your character, and
Which
it happens.
Willem Dafoe, I
Oh
do
my
not
God.
know how he plays such an amazing Green Goblin, and yet he is still such a down to earth guy. Like
but
he's one of the best method actors, or I think that's the term.
yes,
That he puts himself into the role, and you could see the look in his eyes in both the original Spider-Man Sam Raimi movie, as well as No Way Home, as well as like interviews that he's done when he turns on that Green Goblin persona and then he can turn it right off.
yes,
Like he was able, and this is why a lot of actors are not successful with roles like this, because he's able to play Norman Osborn the best way Norman Osborn can be played, and then he's able to turn on his Green Goblin side and literally play them against each other. The only other time I've seen someone do this as well as him is in the Moon Knight series.
yes.
Like that is just it's a whole other level.
Oh yeah,
What's up,
for sure.
Pocan? Good to
But
see you.
But Pocan, what's up? You do understand too that William Dafoe's been acting like since the 70s.
Yeah.
This man had decades and decades of classics. I mean, I'll give you young kids a good one to watch. It's about a counterfeiting ring that he was he wasn't the guy who was counterfeiting. I don't know, he was the actual counterfeiter. It's called, and it has freaking, for the time, if you like that 80s Vice City music, it has like one of the coolest soundtracks. It's called To Live and Die in LA. And it's about him being a young counterfeiter, the best counterfeiter in the country. This man had his own printing press, like a government. I don't know how he got it. A government printing press with the plates that they used to use to counterfeit money, and he was making money, and the feds were on his tail. So, To Live and Die in LA is a very old movie, but I'm telling you right now, you want to see some good method acting? Watch. And this is back in like '87, and this man tore it up. He's always been a great actor. William Dafoe is one of the greats. He's an A+ actor. When I
for
look
sure.
at actors, he's A+. And I don't know if you know about
he is on another level.
I don't know if you know about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 rumors, but I found out today that apparently they shot a lot of this, and I don't know if they shot this scene or not, or they even shooting the scene, but apparently their Vulture is going to be John Lithgow, and if that's going to be the case, I can't freaking. Okay, we're talking about another Vulture from another universe. Understand? This is Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4. So this was supposed to be in production, where you were supposed to have in that universe, John Lithgow was supposed to be the Vulture. And I'm telling you, if that's the case and they go with John Lithgow, that's going to be a great Vulture, because that's another great method actor as well, John Lithgow. A lot of people sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. That's another. That man could do. Christopher. Oh my God, he's such a great actor. I think he could definitely pull it off. I think that Vulture will go to a next dimension with that. Wait, was it John Lithgow? No. Oh, not John Lithgow. John Malkovich.
Okay.
John Malkovich.
I mean,
he was going to play a Vulture, but a Vulture of. But you know how John Malkovich's like mannerisms are. So picture him.
Yeah.
Having that role, but his Vulture is not going to be like the typical Vulture, from what I'm hearing. The reason why they call him the Vulture is because the way he kills his victims, he leaves them bone dry with nothing but just their bones. So that's why they're calling him the Vulture. Deadpool 3 will get delayed. Well, what I'm hearing about Deadpool 3 right now is that 3/4 of it was shot. So yeah, everything's getting delayed. Whatever has not wrapped I have people that finished production June 15th. Some of those productions were completed. Most of them were not, but everybody had till the 15th.
Deadpool 3 is most likely going to go back for reshoots, mainly because of the writer's strike as well, because everything that was in the script had to be to the script. And we all know that Ryan Reynolds loves to ad lib and do what he does as Deadpool. And because the writer's strike was going on, he couldn't do any of that. He couldn't bring in his own flavor outside of the script. So they're going to go back and redo a couple of things that they feel they need to do anyways. So yeah, Deadpool 3 is probably going to get delayed. And if it doesn't, it's going to be a mad dash to the finish as soon as the strike is up.
Like, I'm going to tell you guys like this. This is what I know is going to happen. The fall to almost winter is going to be insane. They're going to come back late and they're going to come back hard. They're going to come back like just tearing things up. Because you gotta understand, they have everything already lined up. It's just a matter of getting back to work and getting it done. And now, for every month that you take, it's like a 2-month delay. So every month is 2 months. So like I said, everything that you see now that has not wrapped in production, which is almost everything. I mean, a couple TV shows I know wrapped, but almost everything that has not been done yet that they're saying is gonna come out September, November. The Marvels, whatever they're calling that, Captain Marvel, the Marvels, that's getting delayed as well, by the way. I don't know what's going on with them and Brie Larson, but they're having major issues with her. I don't know what the issues are. I'm just hearing that, I've been hearing for years that Brie Larson's been difficult to work with. I really don't know. I mean, I watched Captain Marvel, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't remember Captain Marvel whatsoever. But it made $1 billion somehow because it was in between two of the greatest franchises. So but I mean, from what I hear, like, I don't know if it's her that has the problem or they have a problem with her, but there's a problem with the Larson and the production side. I don't know. It's just weird because it's like now the movie's pushed back again, and they cheat. I don't know. I think that movie's gonna be a disaster. They may even cancel that one. Who knows? I mean, if Disney's smart, Marvel, everything you put out now is gonna bomb. Wait till Blue Beetle comes out. I can't wait to review that. That's gonna tank so badly. Because they already screwed up their entire. They already messed up that entire story because they sat there and they did one line George Lopez did, which when I heard it, I was laughing. I was like, oh my god, they don't know what they just done. They called Batman a fascist. That's it. That's all you had to say. Once you said that, the entire internet lit up, and that's it. Everybody that came off of Batman, and the
I don't know, but that's kind of funny.
The director, right? The director, he was trolling too. He was like, if I got you upset by saying that, my mission's accomplished. But apparently, like, the Batman community was gonna they already started a boycott the Blue Beetle that got millions of freaking people signing up for it.
I honestly believe, and I can't remember what I think I was watching Paneloid's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen him, but his podcast is amazing. They were talking about some video that he had put up that had a lot of negative reviews and comments and stuff on it. And he goes, every time I take the negative stuff down, more negative stuff comes back. And I just keep taking it down. And it's gotten to the point where the video is blown up beyond belief. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah,
like more people who come to see it, whether they hate it or love it or whatever, it's okay.
Listen, like you said, look, any publicity is good publicity. Anything that's free that you can get, anything that puts you to the spotlight, that's fine. Somebody wants to sue you, let them. Get an LLC, protect yourself. You get sued, the LLC goes down. That's it. Bye, LLC, that's it. And that's it. You just move on. That's what you got to do. This is how you make money. This is how companies make money. Ideas are born. Creations are born in this manner, I don't worry about all this AI stuff. What's that? Do you know?
Venom 3, last I knew, is in very early pre-production. I don't think they've started filming yet.
Venom 3 is like, forget it. There's nothing that's going on in Venom 3. They were just starting to get the scripts together and starting to, like, just read. That's it. Nothing.
And it's most likely going to be a Maximum Carnage or Absolute Carnage storyline that introduces Null.
Yeah, I think that's how they're going to do it.
That's the way I would go.
Yeah, I mean, because if you really, I don't know. I mean, how you going to do Null, though? Because Null's like a killer.
I know.
But if they make it art, you could do it. They should. I hate it. Like I love the cartoon
Yeah.
when you had Carnage, the Maximum Carnage series, because it was so much like the comic except for the killing.
Yep.
You just suck their blood, or no, not even suck their blood. He would take the
Yeah.
hemoglobin. I was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, when
You
they
a
did
vampire? They did
Morbius.
it for
Yep.
yeah. They did, no, but they had Carnage acting like Morbius, and he was
Yeah.
taking the hemoglobin from their blood too. So he wasn't killing, or was he taking their spirit? I forget. He wasn't killing them.
I
So
honestly don't
something was
remember.
extracted from his victims, and
I
it wasn't
remember
blood.
I remember watching Spider-Man the animated series and seeing the little suckers on Morbius's hand, and that's how you would take the hemoglobin out.
Yeah,
because
so
they didn't want
the
a
blood
kid's show to
sucker.
be so
Yeah,
gross
graphic
and
yeah.
and graphic. And I understand it. I totally get it. Growing up, like grown now, looking back on it, I was like, that was a really great way to do Morbius without all the carnage. But it also is like, okay, you kind of screwed up Morbius a little bit, but you did it for the kids, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but I'll put it
I'm
to like
fine.
this. I was a kid when that all came out, and I'll be honest, I read the comics too, and I watched the show. And look, I turned out just fine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it, but I knew the story, and it irked me. It really irked me. I was like, come on.
See, and that was my very first exposure. It was that, the X-Men original series, or the animated series, and Static Shock. Those were the three things I was watching every single Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And Shock. I mean, there was other stuff, but like those were the ones that were always on.
Yeah.
They were comic book related. Obviously, there was Rocket Power. There was
I did like the X-Men,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, and Mighty Ducks. Too. Like, I love the Mighty Ducks animated series. I showed it to my son, and he goes, "What? Hockey playing ducks?"
I liked freaking Gargoyles. I was getting hooked on that.
That was good too. I like that one
because I was a Trekkie fan. So you had number one and Counselor Troy. They were both the lead vocals. He was Goliath, and she was the female. Okay. And I knew that. That's how much I was into this show. That I got into it because I heard that they were doing a voiceover for this, and I was like, "Oh god damn, my Next Generation people!" That's when Next Generation was hot.
So you brought up that Marvel's is going to get delayed.
Yes.
Why bother delay it? Why not just let it release with no premiere and let it do what it will do?
You can't advertise it. You can't promote it. You can't do anything with it. It doesn't matter if it's ready. Okay. You understand? You can't. The trailer. No, I get it because like that's it. That's all you can do. That's
Barbie was able to be released
because Barbie was finished.
Okay.
Barbie was finished. So Barbie was completed. So everybody was able to do what they got to do because their contract is over. Once your contract is completed, then you could do whatever you want. So you could see people from movie and Barbie. You'll see Barbie people in Comic-Con because their stuff is complete. Yeah. But even with them, they're probably not going to show up because they want to stay in solidarity. These are big actors. They're A+ actors. They're A-listers. They're not going to go out there and work. They'll just all stick together, which, would be the right thing to do if you're a union. Stick together. I mean, Yeah. But you're not going to see these guys out there. And the reason why they were able to put their movie out is because it was already done. This strike was extended to the 15th. Their movie was already out, so it didn't matter. Okay. So there are going to be a couple things that come out now that already been advertised for. Yeah. So you got everything that's just think about it like this.
The Marvel's toys I just saw at McDonald's yesterday.
Yeah, get them. Because they may change those. They'll maybe collectible.
That would be actually really funny if it only stays out for a certain amount of time and then it gets delayed and then they're like, oh crap, we need to promote more. Let's come out with a whole new line. The ones that are out right now could be extremely collectible because hardly anyone picked them up.
Yeah, so I'm going to get them all. I hate it, but I have to get it. I mean, I got some Death of Miss Marvels, but hey, you never know. I can be holding a couple of grails.
I'm genuinely interested in this movie. I really want to see it.
Which one? And the Marvels?
The Marvels.
Yeah, tell me why.
Simply because I love the cosmic aspect of what they could do with it. I mean, I'm probably in the minority. I enjoyed Secret Invasion. I thought it was so interesting. I thought it was really a fun watch. It wasn't perfect by any means, and I definitely wouldn't. But I also wouldn't say like the finale was not 10% for me. I'd say it was like a 40 to 50%. And as I'm watching the Super Skrulls go at it with each other, I'm like, they should have drawn out this fight scene a little bit longer, but I understand why in a show where it's not about that, why they didn't.
Bro, listen, I'll put it to you like this. They OP'd her. Come on. They OP'd
Oh yeah,
her.
for
She
sure.
got everybody's freaking powers. Come on, but what's the point of that? Like, okay, that's nice and all, but Jesus Christ, like, you got the powers of Spider-Man. You got the powers of Mr. Fantastic. You got the powers of what the hell, man? You're
Yeah.
more powerful than Captain Marvel. That means
But
you're
isn't
more
that what
powerful
Super
than
Skrull
Thanos.
is?
No, and that's supposed to
No?
be like a god.
Okay.
This is a god mode now. You're in god mode. No way. No. Skrulls are using technology. This is like you have everyone's powers with no real explanation as to how you were able to obtain every superhero's power. It's insane. I think they went overboard with that. I don't think they should have done that. I think what's going to kill that show because this is what people didn't like about it, and that's why it was the lowest ratio show. I feel that's the reason why.
Because it was too over the top.
It's too OP. Come on,
Yeah.
like it's where do you go from there? Like the whole point of writing a comic, the whole point of a comic book series is to overcome. There's nothing to overcome if you are an overpowered god. You are more powerful than the Marvels. Come on.
So
they made them more powerful than the Marvels. So what's the point of having any of this? You could just go destroy everything.
we're in the multiverse saga.
Yes.
What if this is a separate universe of the multiverse, and we just don't know it?
Could be, and that would be the answer for everything. Just like we didn't know that War Machine was freaking a Skrull the whole time.
Which
like,
I don't think he actually was.
Nah,
I honestly think that's what I'm saying. I think it was it's a multiverse thing. It's not because that all happened before the multiverse shift.
Damn Activision with their damn Spider-Man Dark Dimensions, how it all started. Oh, it's a nightmare. Yeah. So this is what you're gonna use all the time. When you write yourself into a corner, you're gonna say, this is a multiverse story. Look, it's a what if, it's a this, it's a that. Which I'll be honest, they've been doing the what ifs forever. So the multiverse is only a matter of time. Because what is the what if? It is the watcher watching another timeline from another dimension. Yep, Spider-Gwen. Oh, that's nice.
Spider-Gwen Dark.
That's nice.
This is gonna be. I'm excited for this book. It's supposed to be like a very different way to look at what happened with Gwen and Spider-Man.
See, like, I'll be honest, I like Spider-Gwen, but I hate the fact that Parker becomes a freaking lizard and then he dies. Like, I'm like, come on. Like, I get it, but it's like tragical. It just meant like in any universe they weren't meant to be. That's what I take from that. If that's whatever a message was ever to be sent, maybe that was the message. Maybe I'm just making it up in my head, but that's the message I took from it, which is okay. Well, they were just never meant to be, regardless. That's it. She was meant to die in his universe. He was meant to die in her universe. So one of them had to come up, and the other has to go. That's it.
In this issue, just so I get it right, in this one, when Green Goblin throws her off the bridge, she survives and Peter dies.
No,
and that's what
in that
causes.
one, yeah.
Yep.
Well, in that one, yeah. But the way in the original Spider-Gwen, he becomes the lizard, and she winds up killing him. So you see, now they're making the story exactly the way that Parker lost Gwen Stacy, which I think is kind of cool. I want to get that, definitely. I would get that because I like that.
I honestly bought it because of the cover.
Yeah.
That's just a cool cover. And I'm not sure who did it. I'll just see if I can find that in here somewhere. I'm looking for like that page that has all the stuff on it. Yeah. But this is one of those ones where it's like somewhere hidden in the middle. It's not at the front of the back. So, speaking of which, so we were talking a little bit about the rumors of Spider-Man 4.
Yes.
What are the possibilities that that's a legit rumor?
Honestly, I'm hearing that at first I was hearing it's complete BS. But then I heard later on the same day, no one could substantiate that it's not true. So where it stands is a 50-50.
Interesting.
Because people already tried to debunk this and they said, oh, it's debunked. This is how. But when they got back to the source, I was like, oh, no, that wasn't me that said that. It wasn't my tweet. It wasn't anything I said. So they were like, So what are you saying? No comment. So, I mean, take that however you guys want to take that, but that's where that's at right now. And this just pretty much is a new story. But I'll be honest, I heard whispers about this months ago, but I never paid attention to it as it didn't sound right to me. But could be the case that they were actually doing this and keeping it on the wraps.
Do you think they're gonna make it a flash forward movie? Where
they have to.
All of this, like a bunch of stuff happened right after Spider-Man 3, and then you flash forward to the present.
Right. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna take place at the time between Spider-Man 3 and him coming back from the multiverse. So he's older. He's not gonna be younger. He's older, and he's been doing this for years. So in his world, he's been rocking and rolling for I'm saying the timeline looks like about 15 years.
Okay.
But that's how long he's been doing it. So in that timeline, it's like in between. I'm not sure if he came back from that multiverse battle or he was about to go there, but it's either before or after that event. So it's years after number 3, which
but before he goes to No Way Home.
It could be before or it could be right after. I'm not sure because from the little bit I saw, he looked like he could have been a little younger. So I'm not exactly sure. From the behind the scene clips that they were showing, a scene where he's running in the crowd, it looks almost pretty modern, like 2014 type, 2015, the fashion and everything. So I'm not sure of the year, but that's what it looks like to me. So it looks like it could have been before the multiverse battle.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think they wanted to do like that because you gotta understand, this was supposed to be done years ago, Spider-Man 4. But I'm not sure if Sam Raimi had a problem with it or that he was having a problem with finding competent writers at that time because something was going on. It wasn't a strike per se, but it was some kind of, I don't know, they kept losing writers and they kept replacing them and the writers weren't gelling.
I think it was a negative connotation towards where these superhero movies could go. Like, they were worried that these were not going to take off, that no matter what you did as a writer, you weren't going to get the recognition because everyone would be like, oh yeah, well, it's just all you did was take so-and-so story and just plop it into a movie form. So I think there was that negative connotation that these writers have to stick to the source the same way that like the script writer, the screenplay writer of like Harry Potter stuck to the book and used stuff and moved stuff and did what they needed to do. But the thing that I like tell everyone that says, oh, well, it's nothing like the comics. And I'm like, well, that's because the comics are source material for the movies. It's okay to not be perfectly to the comics because we want this to change and adapt to the times, do what we need to do, and make it a perfect thing outside of the comics. Because if I keep it this way, one, all it's going to be is you might as well just go read the comic. And two, you're going to have a bunch of people who don't understand where the movie is at this point because they haven't read the comics for the past 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to change stuff up within reason.
Okay, so this is how I feel about that. It is okay to add on new things. The thing I have a problem with is that it's too much. It's not going to follow. Yeah. Like the continuity is not going to be there. See, what I liked about comics growing up, and this was with Marvel and DC until DC in the 80s started doing the same thing that's going on now. They were doing Crisis on Infinite Worlds. This is a multiverse. This is their version of the multiverse. And our version of the multiverse was Secret Wars. See, so this has been going on way before the multiverse was ever even coined a term. Okay, go back to the 80s. Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths. That is the multiverse. This has been going on since the 80s. And what I don't like about that is since that time, well, for DC at least, it didn't start happening to Marvel until like the more of the late 90s. Because Marvel was already doing what ifs, but they didn't overkill it. What ifs were specials. Like you would just die to get one. Like, oh, they're coming out with one. It's like 6 months you're gonna get one. Nice, you know?
And it wasn't let's take the story and completely rewrite it. Let's just say, okay, this one little thing gets changed. What could that story have looked like with this writer writing it?
You see, it opens up possibilities for people to absolutely, instead of destroy the source material, write your own multiverse and then connect it with a Kang string. There you go. This is what's going to keep happening. So, unless you're willing to watch 47 shows, 12 movies, 15 interviews, 27,480 hours of explanation of what's going on, you're never going to know what's going on now. I only know the old Marvel and the old DC. And I know the new stuff because I'm around this stuff a lot. And I can tell you right now, it's got to a point where it's just convolutedly excessive, which is why
Mm-hmm.
you're getting superhero fatigue. Because first of all, you gotta understand it is okay to change things around, but you gotta also remember why does anyone in their right old minds want to go against the customer? It's like with Bud Light. Why would you want to bring in anything that has to do with anything political? You're
Yeah.
talking the blue collar grass. It doesn't matter if it's about a man transiting into a woman or whatever, a politician, you're a Republican, Democrat. Once you start injecting your personal thoughts into reality based things like your customer base is the blue collar man. The man wants
Yep.
to go home, have a freaking beer, and just be left alone from a hard week of work. And
Yeah.
what you just did was you just gave him an image that scarred him for life. I can't get that image out of my mind. I'm gonna forever see whenever I see a Bud Light can, I'm gonna see Dylan Mulvaney's face all over it. I'm gonna see it. I'm scarred. It did it to me too. That's the reason why I would never buy it. So imagine there's millions of people that think this way. I always say stop going against the customer. The
Yeah.
reason why these movies are failing is because you got guys like me who grew up with this stuff. Look, I got a Golden Age book right here. Look, see? Golden Age, people.
Yep.
When the comics were real comics. And I want to see some continuity in my book in my movie. When I first saw the first Spider-Man with Tom Maguire, I didn't care for it much, but I gave it a chance anyway. And I was very excited to see the behind the scenes stuff, like what he filmed and what he was
Mm-hmm.
gonna say. But like right off the bat, I didn't like the fact that the web was coming out of him organically.
Agreed.
All right. But at the same time, I was like, well, I gotta accept that this is the way they're gonna do it. And it kind of
Yep.
makes sense. That's one less thing you gotta worry about now, you know? It kind of
Yeah.
makes this job easier. But this is
Especially
what
with CGI technology and stuff like that back in the
yeah.
early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, but this is what starts to change the lore of a story.
Yes.
Like little things that you do like that have a bigger impact later on down the road. You
Yep.
don't see it until you get there. And then you start to realize, so a person like me who grew up, of course, that's my favorite person, Spider-Man. So I'm actually the expert on this subject. So I'm going to speak to you from a Spider-Man nut job's perspective. And it goes like this. Yes, I want to see as close as you can get my movies to be like the comics. And I got to be honest, I do like Tobey Maguire as my favorite Spider-Man, but I don't give a damn what anybody says. Spider-Man 2 with freaking Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man, hands down. He just needed a damn haircut. Otherwise, he would have been fine in my book. That's it. That's what I put on my head. It's like he's got this wild poofy hair. I'm like, come on, Peter, cut that damn thing. Otherwise, when they did that scene, like
he couldn't afford rent. How's he going to afford a haircut?
So I just like, that was the closest thing I've seen them get so accurately correct.
Yeah.
That scene alone made the whole movie for me. And you knew what was going to happen. And if you were with somebody that didn't know, you just looked at them and you just felt bad for them. Like my fiance never saw it. So she knows about the story. She knows about Gwen Stacy dying, but she doesn't know how it happened or what issue or stuff.
Yep.
So when she's watching it, I already knew, but I'm like, do I tell her or do I let her experience how I felt the first time I read this as a kid, when I actually had my hands on one, when they were like easy to find. You could find them for like $2.
Spider-Man 1 and 2 came out in 2000 and 2002, right?
Yes.
It was like 2000 and 2004 and then 2006 or somewhere in there.
I think it was 2004, 2007. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay.
Exactly. Sounds about right, though.
So when the first one came out, I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And everything is amazing when you're 8 years old, especially when you see your like childhood hero on screen. And I loved every scene with Spider-Man in it. Thought those scenes were just great. Then Spider-Man 2 comes out, loved it. My dad and I went to theaters. We got over the fact that there was no Gwen Stacy. We got over the fact that there was organic web shooters and all of that.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man 2 was beautifully made. I loved Alfred Molina as Doc Ock as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Still
That was
do.
good.
Like,
Yeah.
that was a perfect casting, and still
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and I say
he
that
came
too
back.
about that Spider-Man 2 as well,
Yeah.
because one thing I did like about all the Spider-Man movies is that when it came to the Tobey Maguire ones, they were pretty much picking everyone down to the T, except
Yep.
for that damn Spider-Man 3. What?
And
You picked the guy for that 70s show.
oh my God, I
kept
know.
pitching this. For years, I had an online forum with people. This is before we ever had like any of this, like, you know, I had
Yeah.
like a little chat room somewhere. It was like a wrestling chat room. And I would kept saying, we need to get Brock Lesnar to play Eddie Brock. He would have been perfect. I don't know if you pull up Brock Lesnar pictures when he's like in his early 20s, and you tell me when you look at him, and then pull up Eddie Brock's picture right next to him, if that would not made a perfect freaking Eddie Brock, that man would. His freaking name is Brock. His real name is Brock. Just imagine that, Brock Lesnar Venom.
Yeah.
I wanted that. And it was like thousands of people that just kept saying the same thing. We kept passing the message, but it never happened.
And
they gave it to that, and they destroyed. I don't know. I think Sam Raimi at that point, honestly, was pissed. He was pissed because at that point, what people don't understand about Spider-Man 3 is that there was not like it wasn't a writer's strike. It was just that they were losing assistant writers, and he was just getting like burdened with things that he was giving.
Sony was pushing it to get done.
Yeah, it was just like so much that he just said, you know what, screw it. So he did that movie, and he did not put his heart into it, because you could see in part 1 and 2 the difference.
Oh yeah,
he put his heart into that. And this one, he was just like, fuck it, let's just go.
Well, so if it did come out, I mean, I believe it did come out 2007. That means the MCU's breathing down his neck. Sony's breathing down his neck to make this the best possible movie in a trilogy franchise where it's already had 2 amazing movies. And then you get to this one and it's like, oh shit, now I've really got to turn up the game, and we're probably not going to get a 4th movie. That came out, I want to say halfway into making this, that they basically were like, yeah, you're not getting a 4th movie. You got to fit all that into the 3rd one. Which is why Sandman and Green Goblin came into it. Originally it was only supposed to be, or no, that's why Sandman and Venom came into it. Originally it was supposed to be just Harry Osborn as Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Like a revenge story and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And then you push Venom into that, and it's like, this doesn't work.
And you
could have the black suit, but don't have Eddie Brock in it yet. Have the black suit, have him fight Green Goblin, have him nearly kill his best friend with the black suit on, and then jump into 4. That's what would have been perfect.
Yeah. But instead, what you did was you just rushed everything. And you could tell they piled 3 movies into 1.
And Sandman makes no sense in that movie.
Nope.
I have never understood why Sandman is in there other than to fill time.
Which is why I tell you, that's like, that's my worst movie. I swear to you, I remember this thing verbatim, word by word, and I never watched it, ever. I mean, if you ever want to put it on, I'll quote the thing for you. This is how much it scarred my brain. Like, I remember when it was over, and, you know, I was with my family, and they know I'm like the hardest hardcore of Spider-Man fans.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw me just sitting there stunned. I wouldn't move. And they were like, are you okay? I'm like, am I okay? Did you guys see this? What I just saw? Are they fucking kidding me? I said, I vowed never to watch. I'm telling you, I don't know what. I may make a YouTube special out of it. And I have to sit through, and I'll commentate over it. But yeah, I think I'm going to crack open a DVD somewhere and actually watch this. I mean, I haven't watched it since 2007. I mean, I don't know. Can it be worse than I remember? Maybe. I definitely want to find out. But yeah, you could see at the end of that movie, they crammed 4 different movies into 1. Like you said, would have made the black costume go away, all freaking mad, but still in control, and then have him come back in part 4 and do the whole Venom thing. And also, the technology was horrible. The CGI was horrible for Venom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I was like,
rewatching any of those movies now, it's like,
gonna make me angry.
God.
See, so I got to go. I'm going to make the video. I'm going to put a disclaimer in it. I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to be cursing a lot, probably, and really going off. So it's not to you guys. I love you guys. It's this damn abomination that they call a movie. It's literally like I can't. I never felt so like not only let down in a movie, but disgusted at the same time. That movie disgusted me. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get them next week. I'll show you all the DVDs I have of Spider-Man that are all sealed up. I have them in DVD form. I may have one in VHS somewhere. That one's worth money. I'm trying to find it. I have them in every form, Blu-ray, digital, every form, completely wrapped. I get them every
That's
couple
awesome.
years, and I'm like, I hate this freaking movie, but I don't tell people because they know I like the spider stuff. So I just okay. I'll begrudgingly put it right next to the other 3 or 4 that I have. But I still want that whole collector's box, and unfortunately, it has that one in it too. So if anybody has one for sale minus part 3, we could definitely do a deal.
And I don't even care that it's incomplete.
Yeah, exactly.
On that note, I've got to get going, but it's been an absolute pleasure talking tonight. Next week, let me know if we're talking about your comic book, or maybe depending on all the news that happens this week.
I'm gonna give you the heads up, and from what I can see right now, if everything goes the way I'm planned that it will, then I am going to do 2 things. So I want you guys to pay attention. If anybody follows me at the Spiders Lair, I'm gonna make a whole separate Instagram for that and another YouTube channel. Everything will be in the links, and I'll explain everything next week. But if everything goes good, then yeah, I think we're gonna be talking about perhaps one of the hottest comics that you guys are ever gonna see in your life. Hopefully.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So that's all we got. So good night, everybody, and thank you for having us once again.
Have a good one.
Enjoy. You too, my friend. Take care.
You too.
How do I get out of this?